Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So I'm back living in my car for just a few weeks this time. What had happened was that I was living with my landlord and another roommate of mine, and the house had serious emergencies. And here we are. And I blame myself for something, though. I didn't cause the damage or anything, but I blame myself for something else. During my time living at that place, I moved in September. I overshared. I talked too much to the landlord about how lonely I was at the beginning of the time. And during the time I was making bismuth art, and I openly shared about how much bismuth I have. I shared a little bit too much about the recent market crash and how I plan to take advantage of it. And I shared too much about what I do for a living and what's going on at work. I shared too much about, even just last week, I was talking to a friend of a friend from Poland, and things got really excited. I overshared that with the landlord too. Now, why do I overshare these? Do I think it's a good idea to overshare these? No, I overshare them because I often don't have an outlet to otherwise celebrate these things. When I was working on my PhD, I can't tell you how many times I had a good result, and I wanted to celebrate, and I looked around me, and there was nobody to celebrate with me. I had an office that was a converted dark room that was now an office, and I would often jump and scream and celebrate in there alone. And I need to change that. Next year, I hope to take a few vacations and also go out to eat more, right? Because if I go to my favorite Chinese restaurant and I overshare about, oh, I did this at work today, or wish me luck, I'm talking to a girl halfway around the world, that might not hurt so much, right? I often share these things inappropriately with landlords, with bosses, with colleagues, with important professional people, and sometimes it does not work. It never works to your advantage because everything you share is something that might be used against you, right? So how does this relate to my current situation? Well, the home we were living in got flooded on a second occasion yesterday, and the landlord really wanted to make repairs now. And I was with my girlfriend when I got the emergency text, and I asked my girlfriend what should I do about this, and she insisted on coming over to help with me move, which is great. As we were driving to the place, she said that she wanted to talk to my landlord about the situation and how the landlord should be accommodating me with some other arrangements. When we got to our home, I started cleaning up, and my girlfriend started to confront the landlord about the situation, about where I am with my life, how my grandmother had passed away just the other day. And I didn't hear most of the conversation, but apparently it got pretty heated. And I think what had happened was I give people too much information to use against me. My landlord knows that I'm lonely and won't try to rock the boat, right? She knows that I have 4 tons of bismuth that I could use to take care of myself, and she doesn't have to do anything, right? And long story short, also the last straw on this one, I'm gonna work. My girlfriend's so upset she's gonna complain. The landlord had asked her to leave. She threatened to call the police, and my girlfriend, who said that she had been wrongfully detained before, decided to stay outside, which is really upsetting because I am autistic. I want for a second set of eyes to make sure I don't miss anything. And my landlord knows that I'm autistic. After all, I share so many things with her. I shouldn't. My girlfriend wants to file a ADA kind of complaint, or at least get the word out there that this is her conduct. And My girlfriend also thinks I should sue the landlord in small claims court. And it's good that I brought her over to witness so many things. She did a lot of made a lot of untoward remarks. Also, my roommate, who was probably also very upset about having to move out on such short notice, when she overheard the conversation, my roommate came up to me and said, "Really, you have to get a girl over to advocate on your behalf?" And I ignored it, obviously. My roommate is pregnant, and obviously having to move out on such... I feel bad for her, too. I don't know if the landlord accommodated her with anything. I overshare too much. But not because I don't realize it's a bad idea. It's more I don't have an outlet to share these things with. I don't have a whole lot of money on hand to just go out to eat or to go on vacation. I see if it weren't for this trip to Taiwan, I haven't flown for 5 years, a little bit over 5 years. And I did go to Kerrville, Texas. I overshared a lot when I was at the solar eclipse, right? But what happened there stayed there, right? I need to do that more, right? Uh, oh, right. Pray that I find the right outlets to do this with. I royally screwed myself out of a job or many jobs because I overshare. I still don't have a good outlet. I ran into some trickiness, not necessarily toxicity, with a colleague of mine because I overshared with her. See, you're dealing with something, right? Let's say there was a heat wave last summer. I had COVID-19 and people didn't treat me right. And I meet somebody new at work and I just want to tell them about that. Sometimes it's not to my best advantage to do that, but otherwise I have no opportunity to ever talk about it, right? Um, and I make that same mistake here on YouTube as well, right? Uh, I I I need that outlet. I sometimes will pray that my landlords and my colleagues don't see any of this, right? All right, please continue to pray for me. Pray that I find the right outlet. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.